Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist back again, and it's Wednesday. Wednesday this week is going to mean a speed duel deck. Now, it's not just any speed profile. You guys submitted some requests, and I'm going to start going ahead popping them off. So, first one was, actually, I think it was actually the second one that was posted, was for the Elemental Hero Flame Wingman update, because I've got Obelisk coming this Saturday with the coveted, Speed Duel Saturday position. I just kind of built this one in the interim and went, like, this would be fun. So, skill card. You get your choice. You can either play Fusion Party or Heroes Unite Fusion. Does not matter, actually, because we're not going for a triple fusion off of it. So we're just using this as an extra polymerization. Both of these will cost one card from your hand as a discard to catalyze the fusion. Fusion Party is just more straightforward about it. Heroes Unite only works for heroes, but it doesn't matter. Whichever one you have, it's going to play today. So, that in mind, we're going to go straight into the main deck, right? So, cannot be playing Flame Wingman if you do not have the correct materials. So first and foremost, I get it. This looks like every other build I've done, and that's because honestly there is a good solid core for Flame Wingman in Speed Duel. But we're gonna want to go 3 and 3 with Avion and Burstinatrix. Again, they're both 3 stars. We got Avion at 1,000. You got Burstinatrix at 1,200. Very good stats. I mean, they're obviously not breaking the game by themselves, but they turn into one of the best warriors ever. Something we're going to use out of the 4th GX box. We're going to go with the Elemental Hero Prisma. Now, the reason we're going Prisma, and something I kind of failed to do, because I'm pretty sure Miracle Fusion was in my stack earlier, and I just kind of went with a more OTK instead of like a recursion build. What you can do here is when you activate Prisma's effect, you'll go into your extra deck. You'll find a card that has names listed, like, Flame Wingman. You have two options there. You got Avion and Burstinatrix, okay? So now that you've done that, Prisma is going to throw one of those out of the deck. He's changing his name. He is 100% going to be either Burstinatrix or Avion for you. And this is cool because if you were using Miracle Fusion, you could then banish the cards in the discard pile and field to get an extra fusion out of your heroes. But additionally, you're already setting it off with either your skill or a copy of polymerization to begin the whole loop. Plus, he's got a slightly better stat. He's at 1,700. He's going to help off with some other plays later. Moving into the spells. Again, we're going to go 2 Books of Moon for some control. Single copy of Cosmic Cyclone. These will be parts of the limits to 3. The reason we want to go with all 3 of those real quick, again, it's pretty standard play the way that I build my decks. It's an amount of being able to shut things off and attack the back row. Since we're aiming for Flame Wingman, we can go with fusion weapons. Fusion weapons can be substituted out if you're just wanting to go generically. Go ahead, there's Axe of Despair in the format. You can easily do that. Or Bashing Shield if you've got the pockets for it. I just know that Axe of Despair came in one of the box bundles, so it is just more likely to be in your collection. But Fusion Weapon's going to give us the 15/15. It goes for any 6-star or lower fusion monster. This is going to take our Flame Wingman to a whopping 3,600 on a single equip. Again, 3,100 would not be bad if we were just doing the Axe of Despair. Still does the job, but can generically be used against or with every card in this deck. So again, depending on your utility and the way that you're feeling that it's going to play out for you on your tables, make the decision, okay? Axe of Despair or Fusion Weapon does not matter. I'm just really quick at getting the Flame Wingman out. I want the strategy off. I go for the bigger payoff. We're going to tap the one of. We're going to go for the MST. Again, it's about the back row disruption. My 3rd disruptor card is going to be a Night Beam. Generally, I will play Night Beam and Cosmic Cyclone together because it was just optimized. And I know everybody's going to hit me with this in the comments. Go for it. They can activate the other card in their back row in response to Night Beam so they can activate the one you targeted with the Night Beam. You're right. This is an OTK deck, though. So if I'm doing that before I have monsters on the field, it does not really matter what you've activated. Unless you've activated Wabaku, at which point I'm probably just not going to OTK you. It's fine. Let them activate their cards. Let them get them off the field for you. Okay? Last 4 spells. We're going to run 2 copies Polymerization. Like I said, there's extra fusions to be had. 2 copies Reinforcement of the Army, and they are the 2-ofs. So we've tapped all 3 tiers of the list. And again, this just helps us sort out the hand. Sometimes it's better to go for the Prisma. Sometimes it's better to go for one of the other 2 fusion materials. You just do what you do. Okay? So real quick, this is the main deck. Go ahead and take like the screen capture or pause and make some notes, and I'll be back with the rest, okay? Just a moment. All right, we're back, and we are going to start with the side deck, because again, if I don't do this and I show a certain trap card I'm fond of playing, everybody's going to blow up, and as funny as that would be, I don't want that to happen. So first thing we're going to talk about, Dahlgren, Mad Flame Kaiju. Why are we playing it? Number 1, we can go ahead and we can substitute anything we want. Number 2, if you've equipped your Flame Wingman, this guy does not matter. Okay, if you're using the Axe of Despair, great, you beat him by 100. Flame Wingman's effect kicks off. You're going to take another 3,000 off your opponent because you said so. Okay? Brilliant. All right. But I need you guys to remember, and I'll post this in a second when we show you. And yeah, I'll just talk about it now. Flame Wingman's effect is based on the attack value of the monster when it hits the graveyard. So if you were to go back in here, and usually I can cut the deck just fine. If you were to play Book of Moon on Dahlgren, because, Flame Wingman does not have an equipped card yet, but you've got your Book of Moon. It's fine. 21 beats 12, but it's still going to deal 3,000 damage to the opponent in the second, in the wrap-up portion of the combat, because that's how Flame Wingman's effect works. And because that's how it works, we're also going to be taking into Lost Winds. Now, this could be 3, because this last card can go down to 1. Honestly, you could leave it at 2. You could play a Mind Crush here and play a single of these. This is just my preference, and it is the Waking the Dragon. Now, the reason I do this is because going into games 2 and 3, you're going to battle trick a little harder than you did in the first game. Usually, the first game is won because the surprise is, hey, it's Flame Wingman time, and then nobody has time to prepare for it. Games 2 and 3, they're going to get a little more aggressive. They're going to want to take out your equipped card. Battle tricking is going to become an important thing. Going into the Waking the Dragon, no, you cannot play out any elemental hero out of your extra deck, because that's not how heroes work. But we've socketed 2 other cards in there that do work with this. Dahlgren in your main deck can jump to the field as a 3,000 point option for you. This can help you get an additional copy of Prisma. You can go into other effects. You can do whatever you want. Okay, but this does let you play some extra deck cards. Just the last 2 we're going to talk about today, not the first 2. So, going into the extra deck, you are going to play 2 Flame Wingmans. Again, whatever this does, whenever this destroys a monster in battle and sends it to the graveyard, you inflict damage to the opponent's life based on the attack of the destroyed card in the graveyard. So any modifications we made on the field, killing it while it was in defense mode, having it with Lost Wind, does not matter. We get to do the full damage. So again, even if Dahlgren was at in the 1200 stat, or we weakened it to 1500, doesn't matter. Still 3,000 points. Good stuff. I talked about extra heroes, because Nova Master is definitely a thing. You guys need to remember this is generically a hero plus a fire attribute, like Burstinatrix is. So for the same recipe as Avion, or in fact using the Prisma instead as part of your recipe, we can go into Nova Master. And when Nova Master destroys a monster by battle, you get to draw a card. This can be very useful. Again, it's another moment to advocate for the use of the Axe of Despair. Let's see if I actually have an axe. It won't be a speed dual axe because of what's sitting on the table at the moment. This is actually stuff for a different format. Axe of Despair, just generically, as you can see, would equip to anything. Give it 1,000 points. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you contribute a monster. You're never going to do that. This is an OTK deck, so that recurring effect of the Axe of Despair, you're never going to use that. But he would be an option. This would bring him up to 3,600. Brings Flame Wingman up to, what did I say, 3,100. Dahlgren would hit God stats of Obelisk at 4,000. Avion would get the 2K, Burstinatrix to 22, and Prisma would go to 27. So again, Axe of Despair might honestly be a better option for you guys. And then going into the Waking the Dragon options, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about, how Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, still the strongest card in the game, yada, yada, yada. And let me yap about this guy for half a second. So Destiny and Dragoon, technically not a hero. And because of the wording, again, fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above materials. Guess what? Read Waking the Dragon. Use special summon it. It's not a fusion summon, it's a special summon. We can do this. It does not say, must be fusion summon, must be fusion summon. It just says if you do fusion summon, you can't substitute. And then once per turn, target a monster the opponent controls, destroy it if it was face up, take damage equal to the attack it had on the field. This guy cares about the attack they have on the field. But if you went into a move where, like last turn, you had, you had your Flame Wingman went burr. They go ahead, they pop your monster, they go to get your back row, you pop this guy out, they don't have a response, they end their turn, you can pop a monster that maybe was already on the field, and suddenly you're looking pretty because you just won off direct damage. So, it's good things. It's a good, fun build. Like I said, we got a nice Obelisk deck coming this Saturday. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, do the things, support the channel, like, comment, sub, share with your friends. But more importantly than any of all of that, I want you guys to go out and enjoy your day. It's halfway through the week. Weekend's coming up soon. I want you guys to go out, enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves mentally. And I want to see you guys on the next video, all right? See you later.